Hey guys, it is Abby here. How are you guys doing today? Today the sun is shining. It's warming up here in Ohio. Yay! I'm very excited for that because that means we're approaching my favorite time of year, which is spring and summer. Specifically, summer is the absolute favorite. But anyway, so we'll probably be going to some more parks, so you might see some of those as the weather starts to warm up here. But anyway, I don't know if I'll do a road tripping thing though, like I did last summer. Although, you guys tell me, what do you think? Did you like it? Didn't like it? Do some more? Don't make it a thing? Let me know. Anyway, today I am sharing with you a story about smoking and drinking that was sent to me by one of our subscribers. He was in the military, and he just was talking in his email about whether or not, you know, kids do a lot of vaping these days anymore versus smoking cigarettes like back in the day. But he was asking about drinking. I do think that kids do a lot of drinking, unfortunately. You know, and yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna share with you his story. So today I have my little pack of Moors. Don't have my case. Ooh, and the wind needs to stop blowing because I have a match. Alright, got it. So, here we go. It says, "Hi, Abby. I was listening to one of our videos and watching you smoke, and I was thinking about the subject that you had posed and thought back to my only childhood. Both of my parents were in the Army. My dad was a smoker and my mom wasn't. I remember my dad hacking and coughing every time he had to take a physical fitness test. Now, my mom would also have taken the same test, and she never hacked or coughed because she didn't smoke. But they had another habit that they did that I picked up on an early age, and that was drinking. I was born in Tokyo, Japan, and we lived in the American section of Tokyo Gardens. Back then, the servicemen and women would get together on the weekends and party. Well, one weekend, I was about 3 years old, walking around the house looking at all the people and playing with the kids. Well, during this time, I had noticed that my dad was drinking out of a glass that looked like it had Coke in it. Well, it just wasn't Coke. I had a healthy dose of Jim Beam in it. My dad couldn't figure out why he wasn't getting drunk until my mom saw me sneaking drinks from my dad. Oh. My family got stationed in Germany at an army base there. I and a friend go out into the town to play video games at this one pub. During that time in Germany, you could go into pubs when you were a kid. Well, we needed coins for the machine, and you couldn't get coins unless you brought something. So we ended up buying beer. Now, German beer is much better and stronger than American beer, and it is served at room temperature. My friend and I did this for about a couple months before our parents caught us and smelled beer on our breaths. My drinking habit did not pick back up until I was in high school, going to desert parties or after a football, basketball, or baseball game. I was lucky to go to high school during the 70s. During this time, it didn't seem like people were as uptight about drinking as they are now. if you had an older brother or a fake ID, there was a party going to happen somewhere. My mom and dad were coming near the end of their Army career, and I was turning 18, and it was a tradition that when your son or daughter turned 18, you bought them their first drink. But that ship had sailed a long time ago. So one day my dad had sailed along, one day my dad was so proud that he was going to introduce me to his friends with a drink. Well, at this celebration, I couldn't order beer. It had to be hard liquor. Well, not knowing my liquors, I picked up what one of my dad's friends was drinking, a Rusty Nail. Big mistake. It was nothing but straight Jim Beam. Well, I don't know about kids today and their drinking habits, but I am sure that they test those boundaries to see how far they can go. But as for me, I don't drink anymore due to health reasons. But there are times that a good beer or a glass of wine would go well with a burger or plate of spicy nachos. Abby, I hope this finds you well, and I take time out of my day to watch your videos. You should do a video on how to become a sexy hot wife smoker. I would love to see that. Well, haven't quite come up with how I'm going to do that yet, but thank you, and I will. You'll probably see that sometime in the future. But touching on your question about if kids do drink still, yeah, I would say so. I don't know necessarily if my son did in high school. If he did, he hit it well. But he's in college, not quite 21 yet, and yeah, he's living his best college life, and that involves drinking. And I know for my daughter, I kind of busted her getting into our bottle of Crown Royal, which, yeah. Abby had to put the smack down on that. My cig burned out. But, I hear stories of kids doing a lot. Dang. Didn't get it. There we go. A lot worse things. I do remember my son telling me that a couple of his friends always showed up to band class high. So I know they're doing other things other than that. So do kids still sneak it? Sure. I mean, I know I did growing up. There was always beer around the house or something I could get into. Vodka. But yeah, I don't think I really drank heavily, but I did drink occasionally until I turned 18, and then it was game on. I know it wasn't legal still at that time, but yeah, if I could get my hands on it, I was drinking it. And actually, I do remember, this is funny but not funny, and I don't encourage people go do this. Kids, if you're watching, I don't encourage you to go do this, but my friends and I remember going to a TGI Fridays, and they had this big like mixed drink menu, And I remember us going for lunch. It was like summertime, and we went for lunch, and we get out to the car, and my friend, who had a huge purse, like one of those big giant purses, we get in the car and she's like, look what I got. And she pulled it out, and it was the drink menu. And of course, you know, being young and being a kid, she totally, you know, stole the drink menu. And we then went to her house and got into her parents' liquor and started making mixed drinks off of the menu, the drink menu that we had obtained, she had obtained from a TGI Fridays restaurant. But anyway, to answer your question, do I think kids drink still? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they do. So anyway, if anybody has any stories they'd like to share, feel free to send me an email, hout.abby@gmail.com, and we will see you guys real soon.